is this? Three? A third opinion spot in one day? What is going on? Just hitting you guys with some more. That's all. Continuing where we left off. I told you I'd be back, didn't I? Here I am, back again. And we are back because this one, another request. This one comes from Mask and Play XP. Make sure. Mask and Play, yeah, XP. There we go. Just want to make sure. And Mask and Play asks me a very interesting question, and more importantly, you know, I remember hearing them talk about this, but you know, I didn't really give my thoughts on it, and I should have, because I do play the game, and I like the game a lot. So, Mask and Play wants to know my thoughts. What's my thoughts on the Dead by Daylight movie? Now, there are some video game movie adaptations of horror-based games. Five Nights at Freddy's is coming soon. Actually, it's coming next in October. And I heard that they're also going to work on Huggy Wuggy Playtime. Okay, yeah, I've watched that game, and they could get real scary with that if they wanted to. But Dead by Daylight, which is kind of an homage game to all the great slashers and horror icons, and there are a lot of horror icons, but in terms of their original cast members, their original killers, it's a battle royale. It's a battle royale style game. It's about survival. You're trying to last while the killer is after you, and you got to find your way out of there by, you know, doing all the working on the generators to get the door open before the killer kills you. There's for example, there's all these different versions that, you know, look like or homage to characters. Like there's a character to homage to Leatherface and things like that. The Hag, and there's some crazy witch-like characters, all this stuff. But what are my thoughts on it? It's interesting. James Wan and Blumhouse are going to be working on it, and as a lot of people have said, James Wan has become like the king of modern day horror. I'm not really going to argue with him because a lot of his horror movies have been pretty damn good. I've enjoyed it. Your boy's a horror fan too, don't get it twisted. But Dead by Daylight's going to be interesting. They're really going to have to build their own foundation of this game, because if you do just a straight like something like what they're we'll just, you know, contestants get kidnapped and thrown into this arena or so, and they gotta last 24 hours, and it's not really going to sell in a sense. So they're really going to have to build this movie up from scratch in a sense, but taking elements of the game, mixing it in, because if you just take it from a standpoint of, well, like I said, these kids or these survivors just get thrown in this area, it's locked up, and you gotta, you know, I can't really see them running around and trying to start a generator and things like that to get it. It just wouldn't work for a film adaptation. They're really gonna have to build this up from the foundation, and if that's the case, that's great. You know, I wouldn't mind that. You know, there are, you know, still, you know, when we talk about video game adaptations, they still have a long way to go. They still are not there. They are not there. They are still not even close to being where they need to be, because it always comes down to the directors or producers. They want to put their 2 cents in everything. There's too many chefs in the kitchen, or as I like to say, or sometimes I'll say this: too many chiefs and not enough braves. Everybody wants to be okay. I'll do this and do that. Sometimes that's what we see with film adaptations of games. You know, you go back and look at it. I mean, I would have thought an Assassin's Creed movie would be great, and look at what they did with that. I would have thought I'll use them. Uncharted would be easy to do, and it kind of was, you know. Then of course there's oh God, what's the name of it? Max Payne. Easiest fucking movie to make, easy adaptation. And what did they do? They fucked that movie up. How do you fuck up a cop crime revenge story? They failed. Because they want to add all that drugs and everything like that. They're dumb. Stupid. Stupid. It really is. And we can go on, but the fact of the matter is, yes, they have to find a way to do this movie kind of maybe from scratch by taking elements of the game, but not taking so much elements of the game to make it work. At the end of the day, I am looking forward to it. I am curious. My curiosity is very high on how they're going to pull this off. Also, what killers are they going to use? You know, how they will do it. You know, it is gonna play a lot into it. Things like that. I mean, my curiosity, like when I heard, for example, when I heard there was a Freddy Fazbear, Five Nights at Freddy's movie, I was like, okay, how are they gonna do this? And then seeing the product, the trailer of it, I'm like, are those real puppets? You know, they really got people doing that stuff, and I'm like, okay, it looks pretty good. They get an element. They keep kind of the element, you know, basically a security guard and things like that. But they've added nuances to give you a feel and relatability to the character. Here he is. He's a father. He's just trying to do money to be able to take care of his kid and everything like that. And of course, then we see Freddy and all of them, and Chica and Foxy and all of them. You know, that's the key to it. So it is gonna play. The Dead by Daylight movie is going to be very interesting, and I've been keeping my ears, my eyes on tune to what new elements are they bringing. Like, we haven't heard anything since they announced it. And yes, you can say, well, that's because of the strike, but still, we have not heard any kind of, okay, what niches are they going to do, things like that. So it is going to take some time. They may need to look at the game and take elements of it, but sprinkle there, and Juan and them really going to have to really work their magic, sprinkle that magic, and work it up from scratch. That's just how I feel about it. Overall, I am curious. That's how I'll put it, Mask and Play. I am curious. So I am looking forward to hearing what you got to say, my dude. And I'm looking forward to hearing what the rest of the pack has to say. Mask and Play, I want to hear from you because you are the pack member. You are part of the pack that requested this. But the rest of you, I want to hear from you too. And thus, that is the end of this trilogy of opinion spots for this Friday. This Friday, which ends the month of September. We are ending the month of September with a triple feature of Opinion Spots. I'm looking forward to reading your comments. I'm looking forward to hearing some input and getting nitty gritty with you guys. Tell me in the comment section below, have you ever played the Dead by Daylight game? If you have, who's your favorite killer? Do you play as the killer or do you play as the survivor? Who is your favorite guest star? Because there's a lot of guest properties in this game. Hell, from Nemesis to Michael Myers to Freddy to Ghostface. There's a lot. Hell, even Ash from Evil Dead, the demagogue from Stranger Things is a killer. Aliens, the xenomorphs are coming. So yeah, I swear to God, if there's a face under that shit, But in the meantime, guys, you guys take care. Thank you. I hope you guys enjoyed this triple feature of Opinion Spots. If you haven't watched the last two, check them out. You'll probably see them at the end. They're probably right next to me, wherever. Check them out. And with that being said, thank you. I will see you guys next time for more Opinion Spots. I am continuing to finish off your requests. Still got a few more, but I appreciate it very much. Thank you, my pack. Deuces.